Okay, let's get started.
Just raise your glasses high. This one's for
Turtle time.
Well, it looks like Barry Keoghan told his barber to get back away from his hair and let it be because he was just spotted on the red carpet with a full-blown mop-top hairstyle. Sources close to Turtle Time have confirmed that this is an effort to emulate Ringo Starr's famous hairdo for the Beatles biopic that Barry Keoghan is starring in. Either way, his hair is suddenly here, there, and everywhere. Amy, what did you think when Barry Keoghan stepped out with this big mess of hair on his head?
I thought, help.
I need somebody, help. I need a barber. Yeah, it's so, oh my God.
Not just any barber, help.
I felt the same way. I was immediately like, help. I was
What's wrong
thinking
with him?
Yeah, I was thinking a bunch of Beatles songs. I can't even think of some of the ones I was saying, but you saw this, right?
I did actually, yes.
It's great.
Alarming.
I mean, it's alarming, but it makes me really excited for this Sam Mendes quadrilogy of films
Right.
that are
I
sort of
forgot.
like,
It's like multiple, right?
it's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but for Beatles heads like me. I'm one of the biggest Beatles heads. I don't get to talk about it very often, but it's like Ringo's going to be in his movie and be like, I'm learning drums. And then like Paul's going to step into his movie, whoever's playing Paul. He's going to be like, I got to get back to what I'm doing with
Paul
Linda.
Mescal.
Yeah, I got to get back. Paul Mescal is Paul.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Paul.
easy day on set for him. He's like, Paul.
I am Paul.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, he doesn't even have to be that method for that one. It's like, I got to get back to Linda McCartney, Get Back, to who's being played by Saoirse Ronan. And
Saoirse like inertia.
Saoirse Ronan. And then it'll continue on for Paul's journey, and they're going to be interconnected. It's just, I mean, it seems cool, but it could be very, very bad.
Yeah. I looked it up on Twitter because I was looking for the hairstyle, but then I saw that there are some initial looks at how they are going to represent these characters, and it looks all right. Paul kind of is giving Paul.
Really, I got to see. I'm so bad at looking stuff up while we're recording, but Paul Mescal.
Snubbed for the Oscar.
For Hamnet.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna have his due. Don't worry. He's doing
Here, I'll
so
text
great.
you to make it easier so that you can see straight away.
Okay, I cannot wait to see this.
There's different hairstyles. There's Ringo with a mustache. We've got George Harrison looking scruffy. So the Paul one is like, so is it they're each representing different timelines? Like it's a handoff?
Oh, who knows? Oh yeah, who knows? I thought it was going to be their full lives. Who I can't even tell. I bet they're going to be doing most of their lives like a biopic. You know, these are just the certain eras that we get to witness. Who the hell is John Lennon?
Is this? Hold on, I already closed it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No. It's
Mike Harris Dickinson. I don't know who that is.
He's Baby Girl.
Oh my God, these are some amazing new actors that have all established themselves in a variety of ways.
Famously in our household, Jimmy told me that when the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan, that his grandpa was like, no wonder they're called the Beatles. They look like they just crawled out from under a rock.
Oh my God, no
They're the
way.
most like clean cut little babies.
Oh my God, but that is pretty awesome to have cutting commentary back then from when watching them on the Ed Sullivan Show. That is pretty amazing.
He's like, who the hell are these punks?
I bet a lot of people were like, I just want to go back to watching Ed do his topical humor, and they were like, turn the TV set off.
Turn the shit off.
Get up and turn the TV set off, honey. I don't want to watch these ruffians anymore. I heard that the Shea Stadium sound was horrendous. Did you watch that anthology?
Yeah, they like up until I don't know at what point stadium sound got better, but they were just using like loudspeakers, like basically blow horns to put the music out.
And John Lennon was like going nuts. Like he was like sweating, and he was like kind of like twisting on the ground and doing a bunch of weird stuff. They were like, what the hell's going on with John Lennon over here?
Yeah, my main takeaway from Get Back was that they kept coming back day after day, and John Lennon never changed his clothes. And I was like, it smelled crazy in there.
Oh my God, that's the one kind of realm that Peter Jackson couldn't show off, is just
The
what
smell of vision.
kind of what it possibly smelled like when they kept going into that.
Yeah.
It was a horrible space for recording. No one ever talks about this. It was an awful spot for them to record their music in that weird, barren sound stage.
Yeah. They appeared to be drinking wine rather than water. Didn't seem great, but
yeah,
the things they did.
But when Paul McCartney starts doing that Get Back riff, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, Paul, you are one of the most talented Beatles." What was so shocking to me in Get Back was that the rooftop concert was kind of lame. Like you hear it all the time. Like, do you remember when Beatles played on the rooftop back in London? And people are like, "Yeah, oh my God, that was one of the most iconic moments." But when you actually see the footage, I think I've talked about this before. They're going, "Who the hell is up there? I can't hear it at all. That's the Beatles. They're on the top of a building. We can't see them. I could barely hear them." You know what I mean?
That was their last time, right? That's why it's a big deal.
I think so.
I just heard. I was watching. I'm less so this week as much as last week, but I still get dribs and drabs of Matt and Ben promoting the RIP, which I still haven't watched. But Matt Damon said he watched that documentary and he got very emotional seeing them perform for the final time on the rooftop. And he said, "Me and Ben can never stop creating together. What a waste to run away from a relationship so fertile." And so they're like, we got to make the RIP.
Yeah, I mean, they're right. No matter what the RIP even signifies for them, it's true that this is a creative partnership that needs to last. I mean, I think Ringo has admitted since that it was the stupidest idea in the world that they broke up. Like it just completely stopped them in their tracks. Ben and Matt, you made me think of a lot of stuff. Ben and Matt, not too bad if they would have been two of the Beatles. Matt could have been Paul, and I think Ben could have been John Lennon, right?
Wow. That's quite a vision. I think they should have just cast the exact same foursome from Dewey Cox.
Oh, of course. That was a great Jack Black.
Justin Long. Paul Rudd.
Oh, my God.
Who's the last one?
Jason Schwartzman, did you say?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That's a great, I mean, the Fab Four, I mean, say what you will about them, but the Beatles continue to be as relevant as ever. And we keep finding new ways to keep them, in the pop culture zeitgeist, I'll just say.
Now I want to watch Walk Hard. He's like, "We're big fans of yours too."
Yeah, it's really good. That's probably what Walk Hard in a way is already sort of approximating what could be the worst case version of these new Sam Mendes directed things. But if I know Sam Mendes, which I don't at all, but I do know that he made 3 movies that I like, I think he can make these tasteful. And you have people that clamor for Paul Mescal movies and Barry Keoghan movies. There's a inherent fan base for these movies that people are just going to go in with, and just to see them have mustaches and long hair and wear those type of circular glasses. I think people will be getting excited about that.
No, I'll be there with bells on. I mean, I saw Across the Universe at the ArcLight opening weekend, so I'll be there.
There's something about Beatles songs. Some of them are extremely timeless. And gosh, 2 of those movies are going to be kind of sad. I wonder if they're going to do a sad happy, because like George Harrison's is going to be sad. He had to suffer through. We don't have to talk about this much longer, but he had to suffer through that horrible break-in, and then he died of cancer. And
horrible.
And then John Lennon's is worse, you could argue.
It goes real bad. There was that horrible movie that Aaron Taylor Johnson was in, and I think it's where he met his baby mama, who's like twice his age. Nowhere Boy. He played John Lennon, and it sucked.
Oh, really? Nowhere Boy. Oh my God.
So
was that okay?
We can only go up now.
All right. I let's just ask our Turtle Time listeners: are these Beatles movies going to be good or bad? Let us know.
Hashtag
Beatles bad. Beatle bad, or I don't know what the good one. What did Jimmy's grandpa say?
Crawled out from under a rock.
This movie will rock, or crawl back under a rock. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. These movies will rock. The hashtag before, or hashtag crawl back into a rock or under the rock, like Jimmy's grandpa said after watching S11. And you can tell I've got Beatles fever. Beatle mania basically is going to come back. When are these coming? Are these blockbuster summers, or is it 1 year? Is it
I don't know. Why is it so elusive, this shit? Like, what is happening?
I think it's like Marvel. It's one every summer for the next 4 years. It's going to be Beatlemania every summer. Like I'm thinking June 2026, June 2027. Keep it going.
And on and on.
All right. Good. Well, this is
That was
good.
the Beatles 10.
I'm glad we talked about this because the news this day of our recording, nothing has happened really, except you sent me this and I said, holy shit, that's making it to the top of the news stack. Next Gen LA is seemingly announced. As of now, there's a little trickles. It kind of looks, this is so silly to say this, but it kind of looks like the photos coming out from the Beatles biopics. It's just stills, and you're like, who's that? And it's like, it's Heather Dubrow's son. And he kind of looks like, it's like he's in shadow. He looks like Paul McCartney a little bit. And then, what's it? Mason Grammer?
Yeah.
Is Camille Grammer and Kelsey Grammer's daughter.
Yes.
And then there's a huge heavy hitter here. Kyle Richards' daughter is confirmed on the Next Gen LA cast so far.
Sophia Umansky, who I believe I get her. I frankly, all of their daughters are so similar. Like they look similar, they sound similar, they act similar, and they're not that far apart in age. So I kind of get them mixed up, but I get their TikToks and I always love them. And I've said this before, but I think the Umanskys are deserving of a spin-off. But if this is how I have to get it, I'll be okay with that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we've talked about that before. They should. But this is, you get another little window into their life in a different way, which I think is good. It'll satisfy, the urge to see more Kyle.
I'm gonna tease when we talk about Beverly Hills upcoming shortly. I cried a tear in their old house. I was like, I don't know if I'm just empathizing with Kyle or if I have like a true demented connection to that time of when everything was right, when Bravo was good and Kyle and Mo were together. And I was like so sad.
I knew that was going to hit you hard. I really knew while I was watching it. I was like, this is a great episode for Amy. It was pretty beautiful and touching. And I loved that Kyle moment, which we'll get to, but we're going to see, we're going to be able to see Kyle's relationship, to her daughter a little more and also get more of a focus on Sophia.
It's honestly smart for them to format it around parents that are totally down to clown. Like Heather Dubrow's absolutely popping in. Kyle will totally pop in, especially Heather's son is an agent. So that opens it up to, they're going to have Josh Flagg popping in. Yes. They're going to have Mauricio popping in. They're going to be like, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. That's an interesting aspect of it. They have very willing participants in this with all of those family members. Heather Dubrow, you're going to be saying, get out of this screen. I feel like Heather and Terry are going to be so fun and sweet, just like Meredith and Seth were for Brooks on Next Gen NYC. Like they're going to be very, very present. You know who there's whispers that Kelsey Grammer is going to put his foot in the door again. And we'll get to see major scenes of him running around and huffing and puffing too, because Mason Grammer, you have to say, she could possibly open the door to getting Kelsey, back, as well as obviously Camille.
Right. She was poking around during the old Beverly Hills days. I remember she was a dancer. But yeah, I think there can be a real Sophia Umansky. Like I said, I can't keep them straight. I think she's just in college, but one of the daughters is a real estate agent also. So I'm like, maybe she'll do a deal. Like her sister will do a deal with Nikki. And then
yeah, I wonder if we'll like seeing that side of things again, even though we have to remember that Mauricio had his own show on Netflix and it was a full-blown flop. They said it was the lowest numbers any Netflix show has ever received. They couldn't even pretend that there was however many seconds watch. I wonder if with the Bravo shine, that concept will get its due and they'll know how to handle it.
They can't keep Mauricio off camera. We'll get into it, but he's no longer married to Kyle, and yet he's been on my screen on 2 different shows in the past 1 week.
Yeah. I was just one last thing about Kelsey Grammer is that it wouldn't really be that like when he was originally on, it was like, oh my God, Kelsey Grammer is here. And look at, he's got a confessional. And it's like, now it's like, have you seen the garbage that Kelsey Grammer is in now? Like he should be saying like, hey, do you mind if I'm on Next Gen LA? Like he doesn't need money at all. But if I see him in an ad for like Boss or whatever the hell this shit is, I'm like, this is like the worst shit in the world. Like why? He must love to work. Because it's definitely not about the money, and it's definitely not about the quality of the show. I mean,
you never know. People that you don't think need money.
I don't, maybe. Okay. I mean, if he's the biggest spender on earth, maybe he does need money, but you should see, I got to show you this show that he's in. It's like, you've never seen anything like it.
I think I saw that promo. I forget what I was watching the other day, but I was like, what the hell is this?
He's like a murderer in it or something. It's like, they don't even have it on IMDb yet. It's like, you can't even add it because it looks so horrible. The Hunting Party. Anyway, so it's like, we could very easily have access to Kelsey popping in and being like, Mason, do you mind if I join you on your escapades with your friends?
They're like, we'll pay you $10,000 for the season. He's like, great.
So anything, you know, I have faith in the Next Gen franchise now because of what they did with NYC. We had low expectations. They blew us out of the water on that one. I'm thinking about Next Gen NYC and how excited I am. So I'm not going to doubt this one again.
Why can't they put Francois and Johan on? Move them back over.
That would be really, really cool. I would love to see those two boys again. It wouldn't. I don't think it would be that odd if they showed up with their bags packed in Los Angeles on the day that Next Gen LA started filming, and they just sort of asked what everybody's up to and if everybody's having fun. You know, and can they hang out?
I forget if it was Francois or Johan like threw someone's burger across the room at the finale, and he was like screeching and crawling on the walls.
Of course, I remember. Oh my god!
And she was like, he can sing "Twinkle Twinkle" in French, and they're like, okay, but he just like threw Mario's burger across the room.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that too. And I remember their home. I remember there was like anvil marks or whatever where like they could just like fall through the ceiling or whatever and they'd be crawling around. But it'll be good to see. We're gonna get it, at least if they don't quelch our thirst for those boys on Next Gen LA. At least we know we're getting that FaceTime when Alex McCord comes to town on the road trip that we're getting. The Rory,
I know.
The Roaring 20s.
Oh my god. She was on Andy's radio show this morning. I didn't listen, but I saw him post her on Instagram, and he was like, look how gray I look. You look so amazing. And she goes, you still look hot, Andy. And he was like, oh my god, thank you.
Really? Andy said, look how gray?
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason I thought I thought he was like being filmed in black and white or something. I was like, oh, I didn't know that meant like his hair. But she said he still looks hot.
Still looks hot.
That's awesome.
So I love that Andy he is a nostalgic man. You know?
Oh, of course. Say what you will, but nostalgia, it runs deep within him. Okay, I think we talked about Next Gen LA. This next news, I feel bad even saying it. Rodrigo from Southern Charm had to pinpoint who he thought was shitty at BravoCon.
Yeah.
And he goes, guess what? He goes, Shannon Bedore was rude as hell. She was so shitty and screaming, and she apparently, Tyler overheard Shannon wreaking havoc at BravoCon backstage that she didn't get the best fan photo op green screen or whatever the hell, stage. And so Rodrigo just, he said, hey, she was horrible and she was rude. So another sort of a long, this is a classic where there's smoke, there's fire.
First Joel Kim booster, now this.
Yeah. Shannon, you got to treat people better. You can't, I know being sort of like unhinged is sort of a part of your personality, like a fun attribute sometimes, but sometimes screaming and being unhinged at people that are like working with you or for you is not good. And it doesn't translate well.
Yeah. We didn't talk about it last week, but I saw something about how Dorinda treated Ron Funches like total shit on the Traders, and I'm like, how are you mean to Ron Funches? Like, what is happening?
I don't know. It was almost like I don't want to read into this more, because I was like, I've seen Dorinda be fucking awful, like horrible, like that was one of the meanest people I've ever seen on camera. Like if he even got a fifth of what I've seen, I don't want to hear any more of it because it'll
Yeah.
make me think of Dorinda badly.
Yeah. Apparently she also got into it with Carolyn Stanberry, which I'm like, I don't care about that. That's like
Yeah.
housewife v. housewife. But
Right.
it for some reason was on the cutting room floor. But if you watch Traders, you do see that her and Ron have an interaction where he goes, she asks him something about his family, and he goes, my family's none of your fucking business. And you're like, what? Like, what am I missing? And you're like, obviously they went through something horrible before he said that because it made no sense.
Oh my God. I cannot believe that that's how the edit was left to make him look like he's an asshole to Dorinda. She probably said the craziest shit in the world to him right before. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's kind of wild. I feel like you should watch it at some point. Like, everyone turns on Ron Funches. And I'm like, why is he even on this? Like, it's like, I was trying to think of who the LA comedy equivalent, because I barely even know why I know who he is.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It'd be
of
like if like
course.
Pete Holmes was on Traders, you'd be like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it
Or
is
like
surprising.
Kate McCucci.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know him too well at all. But I think he became like a fan favorite, right? Like people responded to him well.
People felt really bad for him because he seems so nice, and everyone was like, he's a traitor. Like, let's get him out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm enjoying watching it as like a goofy thing.
Great. Well, great. Well, stop treating people badly. That's my message to all Bravo celebrities. What the hell are you thinking? Especially in a world in which you were recorded and filmed at all times, or you're with fans, or people are working for you. Don't treat people badly. Lastly, this is not big news at all, and no one will care about this. Well, not many people will care, but apparently the Housewives Road Trip Roaring 20s edition is still going on in Miami, and everybody dressed in their best 80s outfits, and there's a bunch of photos and videos of this kind of classic trope of dressing in a certain type of style of clothing. But you got to see this. I think they're playing like beach volleyball.
I was saying when we were talking about this before that I feel like it has to be some tie-in to Bunko, because I feel like, do you think that the point of this will be they'll do things that reference iconic moments? So they'll have them dressed 80s, and then they'll show like the Bunko Party 2012, and then they'll show a clip of Vicky screaming, and then whatever will come next. I can't think of another example because I don't know what the hell they're doing on this show, but
no, of course. Yeah, exactly. That reference things and then give us those wonderful montage of those moments. When they go to Long Island or Long Island, they could do the biggest Great Gatsby party of all time. Is it on Long Island? I was trying to remember which island it was. But I think it's supposed to be Long Island, but you know what I mean? Then that's where you do the best Great Gatsby party, and you'd show all the times that they've done that in the past. But it looks great. And then this and then we got to get the hell out of news. Teresa, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. And apparently Teresa is walking on eggshells around Melissa Gorga and Joe Gorga because she doesn't want to do anything that will upset the balance that they have, because they want to be included on New Jersey next season. So there's this report, I think page 6, which I consider to be kind of reputable, saying that a source close to I'm sorry, it was Reality T, which I don't think is as reputable, but they said that Teresa's doesn't want to ruffle any feathers over there, but it's very tenuous right now between them because they don't want to have a huge feud blow up again, which I thought was, I don't know. They're in this like waiting period where they're like, hey, we just got back together and we're smiling and doing Christmas together just so we can be on the show, but it can't last forever.
They can't even make it work for 1 month. It's so exhausting.
Yeah. So maybe that's why Andy's sort of biding his time with that one. He's like, I know this thing is tenuous and could possibly break at any point. But anyway.
Wow.
Well, that's, man, I mean, that's news for you. Sometimes you have it and sometimes you don't. But I think that we should continue. I think we should continue on to talk about this week's episode of Southern Charm first, if you would like.
Best frenemies forever.
Yeah. Oh, my God. What did you, high level, what were you thinking when this thing kind of graced your screen?
I enjoyed it. I call me as they will a misogynist, but The episode focused on the boys, and for that, I think we had some fun.
Yes, of course. I mean, why? Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think they focused on some fun cast members for sure. Yeah, nobody's gonna call you a misogynist.
Okay.
No, I think it's just. I think for me, hopefully, I don't get painted with that same brush, but I just think that the fighting between three OGs,
Yeah,
is very fertile ground, and I already talked about how interesting I find this fractured dynamic between Austen and Craig, who have been friends for a very long time,
Mhm.
and now it's so contentious that they can't stop from fighting with each other for even 10 minutes. It's like I care about it. It's a friendship I care about. It's two people I care about, so it's just inherently compelling to
Right.
watch them work their way through this, and we'll get into that because this is actually now we are at the scene that they teased at the very beginning of the season. Them in that big
Mhm.
barreled sort of chair or seats booth. It's a barreled booth, and it was them fighting their asses off. And now we got to that moment. It happened to be the mid-season moment, and it's how we end this episode. But first, we have to have a little bit of a lighthearted humor in the beginning as they do a sort of silly edit on Craig and Shep being roommates in Craig's house. What did you think when you saw this?
You know, I tire of these. I feel like we haven't seen one in a while. Vanderpump, when we're recapping Vanderpump, they used to do shit like this a lot. It was, a faux sitcom intro. It goes, Shep and Craig in roomies. And then something would happen and there'd be a laugh track or clapping. I'm like, I don't know if we need all this rigmarole, but okay. I more so just wanted to point out that I know we talked about that I have seen 2 movies recently where men use an entire paper towel roll to clean up their mess. Craig didn't use the roll itself, but he almost used the whole damn roll when he dropped an egg. And I have to say, if I were Paige, that would be enough for me to leave.
Really? that sort of flippant use of that many paper towels would be
Turn off.
Wow. Oh my God. We've talked about this, and you had a very good sort of method of cleaning up eggs. I really want to. I really want to put myself in Craig's shoes here. Okay, I open a laugh track is playing. I'm on a sitcom. I'm roommates with Shep. I open my fridge door. I've got 8 eggs. One flops on a rug / hardwood surface.
Yeah.
With a big, huge yolk in the
Glob.
middle. I'm probably wetting 2 paper towels and bringing a dry paper towel and seeing if that is enough.
Yeah, you can always add more.
What would you do? Yeah, I completely
I think
agree.
2 squares. If
2
I'm feeling
squares.
really lazy, might go for 3, but even that feels excessive.
Yeah,
But
I
3,
wouldn't-
you can really just scoop it up. But he
Yeah.
did like 12.
He should have. Was it supposed to be sort of a sitcom? If they wanted it to be a sitcom cartoon aspect, he would have grabbed a bunch and gone, whoa! And the towel roll would have started spiraling, and he would have been wrapped up like a mummy.
Yeah.
So that would have been silly, but he does it not even thinking he's on a sitcom. He just takes about 15.
We saw what he does when no one's watching.
Yeah, and I wish that I agree with you. This edit is spelled doom for Vanderpump Rules when they started doing this. I just wish that what they were actually doing was like a little funny to where they could have put the laugh track and stuff, but the groans and the laughter and the clapping and stuff were just so bad for that little scene. Like they must have had more roommate footage they could have used. I just thought it was like boring scenes meshed with that kind of funny concept. If it would have been better.
Yeah. Also, when Shep comes down, they drink chocolate milk together, which I'm like, wow. What a
I think
treat.
that was a fun treat. Yeah, I think exactly. That's what I said. That's a treat between having Shep. That's when Shep comes over, you break out the chocolate milk. And he goes, it's good chocolate milk too. And Shep, you could tell Shep wanted to drink out of the carton, but he said, oh my God, what am I thinking? This is, somebody else's house. But
that's kind of not something you get as an adult very much.
Chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten it a few times. I don't want to say who buys it, but I've had access to chocolate milk over the last couple months.
Really?
No, like 3 months ago, there was a big gallon of chocolate milk in our house, and then about 8
like
months
pre-made,
ago,
not
Trader
Hershey's
Joe's
with milk.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Trader Joe's has excellent chocolate milk.
Oh, really?
You have to try this. If you.
Hmm.
If I was. I wish that Shep and Craig would have had Trader Joe's chocolate milk, because this would be a completely different segment if they did. But anyway, it was okay. It was okay. Who cares if they did a weird sitcom shit for them? Okay, what do you want to say about this next scene with Madison and Vanita? How much time do we spend?
There's nothing. It's just they talk about Sally again, but Madison is, becoming more and more pregnant. And she reminds us that she broke her pelvis during childbirth the first time and had to be on a walker for Hudson's first 3 months of life. So she's getting a scheduled C-section. I'm like, what the hell? That's insane. I always remember that fact. I would never forget because that's fucking crazy. I know of a person who broke their tailbone in childbirth. I know like 3 separate people that needed blood transfusions. I'm like, this shit is no joke.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. You said it. Well, she's doing a C-section, right, to prevent that from ever happening. But yeah, it's scary. I would, like that's worrisome that she's already suffered, through that in the past. So yeah, they talk about that a little bit. I mean, I don't think we need to talk about Vanita and Sally anymore.
No.
It's just becoming very one-sided. And I don't really understand anymore where Vanita's coming from in this. And I get having a storyline, but I also think that there's a time when every cast member has to figure out, like with Molly, like with the music stuff. It's like, okay, I think they're showcasing my music, but I'm going to also participate and do other things. And I just feel like when Vanita sat down with Madison to talk about Sally, I was like, holy shit. Like, we are still
we can't
talking
keep
about
doing this.
Yeah, that's what I felt like.
Yeah, that's kind of, it also doesn't lead to anything. Like, it doesn't come up again in this episode, so it's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
Most relevant, though, is Shep's new coffee table. It's been delivered.
Oh, this was huge. Oh my God. Huge.
Literally.
This was huge. Literally, an opium den. A bed from an opium den. You've seen the Nick, right?
I actually haven't.
Oh my God. Oh, it's prestige TV.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't know.
Maybe I'll go back to that after I finish Slow Horses.
Okay. Oh yeah, I know you're ripping through that. Oh yeah, that's prestige TV too for a new generation. But the Nick is this unheralded, wonderful Steven Soderbergh, Cinemax series, which basically should have been HBO, but right. Cinemax aired it. But there is so many opium den beds in it. Now I don't want to spoil, but just you wait. If you've never seen an opium den before, you're definitely gonna see him in the Nick.
Forget the pit. We need the Nick.
It's true, and it was a precursor. It was a precursor, literally, in terms of it being historical, and a precursor to the quality of television.
And it's like nasty, right? Like they show guts and everything.
Oh, one person unfortunately is suffering from the effects of untreated syphilis, and it was when syphilis would take out your body parts, and you see stuff like that. It's almost too gross for Megan. Can't watch it at all because there's just too much
stuff
surgery.
Like that.
Oh, you're gonna flip out. It's some of the grossest shit you've ever seen in your life that Clive Owen is having to deal with in the Nick.
Did you ever end up watching Frankenstein or seeing Frankenstein?
No, but I really want to. I think that Megan and I both are going to watch every Best Picture.
Oh, you are
nominee. Oh yeah.
All 10.
All 10. All 10.
Have I seen them all? I need to check.
Is Hamnet one?
I think so.
Oh my God. All right.
Oscar Best Picture nominations. I can let you know very quickly if I've seen them all. Okay. Sinners, yes. One Battle, yes. Marty Supreme, yes. Frankenstein, yes. Begonia, yes. F1, yes. Hamnet, yes. Sentimental Value, yes. Oh, Train Dreams and Secret Agent I have left, which I might do soon.
Yeah. I read the novella of Train Dreams. It's great. Dennis Johnson. Good? Oh my God. Yeah. One of the best things I've
because
ever read.
I live in LA, I can see it in a theater still. Everyone else has to watch it on Netflix, which seems hard because I think it's quite scenic and just like a vibe. Yeah. And I think I need to be in a room that's not my house to watch it.
Yeah, I think it's a movie where if what's his name looks up at a tree, you're definitely panning to up a tree and looking at it
right.
with him.
He's like,
who's that
I'm
actor?
dreaming of trains.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's gonna be a couple dreams.
Joel Edgerton.
Joel Edgerton. Oh, wait, remember when there was a Joel Edgerton moment when the gift came out and
Yeah.
stuff, and I go,
Yeah.
this
It
is the
Comes
person
at
to watch.
Night.
Oh, I
Remember
never,
that?
I never saw that.
It's scary.
Okay. Well, I'm going to watch all those things. I don't remember what we were talking about before, but the Nick and movies. Okay.
We got sidetracked yet again by his fucking coffee table, but we're getting a tour of his house.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Craig is like, you could have so many kids here. You could get married and have kids. It's like, not everyone wants that, Craig. Just chill.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Shep's kind of the jury's still out, deliberating, I think. He's
But that's not like why he bought the house, I don't think.
Well, he does say he goes chicken and egg. He goes, it's a time-old question. Chicken versus egg. He goes, which will come first, big house or family? But, whatever. Yeah, you're right, though. It's like, we don't know what the hell Shep truly wants. I don't know. And then he goes, I'm going to get a plunge pool that you can plunge to the depths of. And Craig goes, better not tell Austen. He hates creating a beautiful oasis in your backyard for yourself to enjoy.
He's like, he'll just complain that you never leave. I'm like, Craig, later when they're fighting and he's like, all you do is talk shit. I'm like, you hate Austen. Like, you literally never shut the fuck up about him.
Well, that's a retort, though. That was the second half of a tete-a-tete. That was pushing back on what Austen said to him. You know what I mean? Austen is the one who came up with a trop hop to his house and did say, I got to see you more outside your house. I love you.
Yeah.
I miss you. I'm just saying that was their most
I know, but he brought
fight.
It up out of nowhere.
Right. You're right.
Like,
You're right.
He's living in his head rent free.
Yeah. I'm not going to defend Craig until the very end of this episode. What is it? This is going to sound so ridiculous, but is a plunge pool just a pool that instantly goes deep, but it's smaller?
I would consider, to me, I think of like a cold plunge, which is like the size of like a tub, like just for your body. But when they were talking about it, I feel like maybe he meant like a cowboy pool, like those ones that you could just put above ground.
Oh, I thought he was going to dig. I thought he was going to dig. I thought he was going to, it says a small pool that's over 100 feet deep. No, sorry. Oh, sorry. No, sorry. Small,
okay.
maybe 15 feet deep. But there are above ground pools that are considered, that are considered plunge pools. But I'm also seeing a lot of just small pools that are in ground that are.
That's totally what I would do. Like you can get there's like the cowboy tubs, which are just those like above ground like metal circles that are like not that expensive, and then you can get like a hot tub converter for it, which I would totally do. You can make them cute. You can like build a deck around them. You can put like a container, like a shipping container into the ground and do it that way, which is cheaper than fully digging and plastering and everything. I don't know why I'm going on about this. I'm like, I've always thought about where I'm like, I would love to add a pool anywhere I lived if it didn't have one. And there's plenty of options, is all I'm saying. So he'll be just fine.
And I was worried before we had this combo, but I think it's going to be great. Can I be honest for a second about my pool experience?
Yes.
Plunging is my least favorite part about having a pool. Having a small pool that's deep, it's like the exact opposite. Like, I like to swim long and shallow for a long...
Right.
You know what I mean? I like to plunge if it's a part of it, but that's my least favorite attributes of a pool.
I know. That's why I'm like my parents have a massive pool. It, I think is like 8 or 9 feet deep at the end, and it's like you can't really hang out over there unless you doggy paddle or have a noodle. And whenever I'm in a pool with my friends, whenever we do a swimply or at a hotel or something, we're just standing waist deep drinking. Like, all you need to do is be submerged.
Yeah, you should see me. You've only seen me in a pool maybe 3 or 4 times, but if people aren't around me, I'm going full-blown Michael Phelps, hands over my head, swimming as fast as I can from one thing to the next.
When I went to Hawaii with my parents, me and my sister went in the pool, and my mom asked if, like, how crowded it was and if my dad would be able to swim laps. And I was like, imagine like actually swimming laps at like the pool where everyone's just standing and drinking. Like, that would be so psychotic.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's not something you want to go to a designated pool for my kind of swimming or your dad's kind of swimming.
Yeah, like the gym.
Yeah. My favorite stuff, I like to go under and say words to somebody who's going underwater and guess what they're saying. That kind of stuff.
Throw rings to the bottom, catch them.
Yeah, and I think probably mainly I do like to do what you said. Waist deep or nipples deep and just have and then just have like a beer in my hand. It's kind of fun too.
Yeah,
And then dunk my
totally.
head whenever I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
if you're feeling crazy.
yeah, but what we're saying, and I'm glad that we talked about this, is that it's perfectly fine if Shep wants to get a plunge pool, and no matter what, I think he's going to execute it flawlessly. They're $20,000 on the lower end.
Is that what the AI Google result told
That's
you?
what Google AI said. But you're right, though, that Craig did not need to be like, hey, remember when Austen made fun of me? Because you know what I noticed? Shep he gets called out for being neutral, but he is very neutral. Ever since he huffed ayahuasca, he has been an empathetic person, and he treats friendships like they're gold treasures. And he does not like seeing Austen and Craig fight, I think, legitimately, and he does not take sides throughout this thing. He sees them both out when they speak about each other, and his end goal is just like, you both love each other. I can't wait till the day when you both realize it and get back to becoming good friends. I kind of appreciate Shep being in the middle of this whole thing during this episode.
Yeah. They talk shit about Austen and Audrey fighting at the bar the night before, whenever that was. And Rodrigo throws out a Simpsons, talk about Kelsey Grammer reference. And he said, Austen is just like Sideshow Bob surrounded by the rakes. He just keeps hitting his head over and over again.
Yeah, I loved it. I clocked it immediately. I go, Simpsons reference, quite possibly the first Simpsons reference in Southern Charm history. Wouldn't you think?
It's true. Maybe so.
Has anybody? I mean, nobody's referenced Homer or Marge very often. Like I was kind of shocked. You know,
eat my shorts.
Eat my shorts, Shep.
Miss Pat said that.
Oh my God, she probably was loving. I think she loves Simpsons. Probably. I got to read her book, Eat, Drinking,
Please.
Remarry, and see if there's a Simpsons chapter. But then Rod goes, "All I hear is you bitching about each other. Austen bitches to me about you, and Craig and Shep, look at you. You're bitching about Austen. What the hell is going on?"
They can't get enough. Speaking of Austen, we go to his parents' house, which I loved. They're adorable at every turn. His mom is popping a bottle of champagne, making Aperol spritz.
Yep.
He said that his dad golfs all the time. They're having the best retirement ever. His mom plays pickleball. She plays mahjong. She has a book club. He's like, whenever I call her, she doesn't even freaking answer because she has so much going on. And I'm like, I'm so happy for them.
Me too. Oh God, I want to retire so bad.
Same. God.
I wonder what they're reading in book club. I didn't even think about it for a second, but I bet it was a huge heavy hitter 6 months ago. Like I couldn't even imagine. And then he goes, "You haven't asked me about my new children, Mom. Kind of a faux pas. Your grandkitties." And she goes, "How the hell are those two bundles of joy?" And he goes, "They're perfect little monsters." And he shows off some footage. Cute. Right?
I love that he loves them so much. He also shows her the tattoo he got in honor of his sister. She loves it. And they talk about how she would have been 40 and his mom thinks she would have been married with kids by now and would probably be giving him advice, which leads them to talk about his future with Audrey, which, it's not even that he's even considering taking any forward steps. It's like it feels like he only brings this up because other people are wondering. It's just very clear he doesn't want to move forward. You know?
No, yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering like how long he would have done this before he made the ultimate decision to break up. It sounds like he was just fine enough with how things were, but like you're right, there's so much external factors that are leading him to have to constantly second guess it because so many people ask him about it and his parents are talking about it that he probably was just like, yeah, if I'm not 100% in it, I need to end this so I don't waste anybody's time. And the mom has a heartfelt, moment with Austen because I think he's debating the idea of ever having children, sort of like Shep. And she says, the best thing in my life that I ever did was have kids. And, I want you to really think about that. Don't lose sight of that, Austen. And, he doesn't affirm that he's going to with his mom, but you can tell that he's thinking deeply about, what she's saying to him in that moment.
Yeah. No, I love those little check-ins. We also go to Sally's parents' house, where she proceeds to talk shit about her chickens the entire time. I was very outraged.
She hates these chickens. It's like, you got to look up the temperament of chickens and do they fly and do they like to get wet? Like that was a rash decision. Can we just finally say it? You and I were walking on eggshells, no pun intended. Chicken eggs before, but this was a rash decision, not well thought out. And then you did exactly what we've talked about hundreds of times with people who think that they're going to get a dog or get some pet, and then they go, God, this actually sucks. And then they give it away or they give it to a friend. This is not obviously like, I think like they're chickens. People love chickens as much, but she definitely already hates this. And she said, I want to drop them off on Craig's doorstep and ring the doorbell and run out of there and hightail it out.
I wish she would. Craig would take care of them. He would take it very seriously.
Oh, he would love
Say what you will about Craig, but he'll take care of that shit right away.
Yeah. She goes, I used to not have any flies, and now the flies are buzzing near my house because I've got these horrible chickens. And then the sister asks, how long do they live? Like, are they going to die soon? So you can have your freedom again.
Off the hook.
Yeah, she goes, no, they live for way too long. And she goes, I wanted to swim with them in my pool. But it turns out, she didn't Google that. And she goes, so they say you should have gotten ducks, because that would be, I guess, a little more interesting, right? Swimming.
Yeah. Another major mark against Sally. I will not be forgetting that anytime soon.
Really? So you think, yeah. Well, because we kind of said it, right? When she was getting chickens, like, is your heart in this?
Yeah.
She
has a dog.
Right.
It seems like she takes good care of her dog.
So are the odds, I think one of our wonderful Villa Rosa VIPs let us know that in the after show, it sounds like Sally has been reprieved of these chickens. That she's
really?
given. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's hints that I would imagine after this conversation that she didn't stick it through.
There's too many after shows. Like,
I know.
I feel like we should, as commentators, watch it, but it's like too many. It's for every single show. I can't do it.
No.
I'll probably do it for Summer House if because I want the BTS on that. But I'm like, do I need to be watching it for Southern Charm or like Beverly Hills? Like, come on.
Yeah, come on. I mean, come on. This is the first time we've seen Sally's family. We've gotten a lot of Charlie, I felt like, FaceTimes and sit downs at restaurants. But I think this is the first time we see Sally's family, and it's pretty quick. Just like, I hate chickens, and then she's out of there. Okay, Charlie and Craig go on one of the cutest dates I've ever seen in my life at an oyster shucking farm. This thing is right on the water. It's called, what was it? Oh God, what the hell was it called? Tom's Oysters.
Shuck Hut.
Tom's Shuck Hut. And I swear okay. So I know that you said that Charlie is dud. You said, well, I don't know if I don't have to speak for you, but you said maybe we still need to learn more about Charlie. But this was really, I haven't made my full mind up about Charlie, but I like Charlie, enough. I thought that this was a really sweet date in which you could tell that people have chemistry and like each other. The way they're beaming at each other. He goes, Charlie, look at your overalls and your boots. That's the coolest outfit I've ever seen. I think he takes a photo of her. Like, they can barely get through a conversation because they're so happy to be on a date together, talking to each other. I just thought it was cute to finally see a not contrived fake reality show date. It felt genuine. Am I just being too pro Charlie and Craig, or what did you think?
I thought it was fine. They talked about her ex and that he dumped her, and I think he could relate to that, and he was like, fuck him. And then they both talked about how when they like someone, they know and they're straightforward, and they sort of like giggle about it, like, do we like each other? He was also wearing a hat that said Snee, and at first I thought it said Smee, and I was like, okay, Hook, stand number one.
Remind me, is Smee Hook's best friend? The guy with the glasses, his accountant? Or who's Smee and Hook?
Yeah. Is he an accountant?
Is it that guy that I'm thinking of? The
with the little hat, and then I think it's like Glenn Close and Hook.
Oh, Glenn Close. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of this. There's a guy with a mustache and gray hair, and he kind of is Hook's right hand man. I thought that was. I didn't even remember who Smee was. Who? Smee. Okay, Hookhead.
Mr. Smee.
Oh.
You remember
This is-
Mr. Smee?
Yeah, this is the guy I'm thinking of.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, this is the guy I'm thinking. He's Captain Hook's loyal but bumbling first mate. Yeah.
Oh, it's Bob Hoskins in Hook.
Yeah, loyal, genial, and clumsy, but he has a little bit of a softer side that makes him popular with the Lost Boys. I didn't think it said Smee because I forgot who Smee was, but I didn't know what the hell Snee meant, so I looked it up, and the only thing you can see when you see Snee on the internet is it says, get Craig Conover's famous Snee hat. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that comes up. I swear, if you search Snee hat, not Shmee, if you search Snee hat, it says, find the elusive hat that Craig wears at the oyster shucking barn on his date with Charlie. It's
What
the only.
the hell?
Yeah, and then I said, what is Snee an acronym of it? I was like, did he mean to put an M?
What the hell? Why does it say Craig Conover Snee hat? This is like a conspiracy.
Yeah, it goes made in the USA. Get the hat that Craig loves to don on his head. It says Snee. No, this isn't a typo. Lest you think it's about Smee. It's Snee, and it's $37.99. It's on sale right now for anybody. Look, this is real. It says the Craig Conover Snee hat. And then I go, what's it Snee an acronym for? And it doesn't, there's no acronym. There's no famous acronym for it. So
I also found it on this other site for $29.99, and it says, stay on trend with the Craig Conover Snee hat. Inspired by Craig Conover's personality, this stylish, comfortable hat is perfect for fans, casual wear, and bold fashion statements.
do you think it's like Super Bowl-esque mystery where he wants to have Snee fever and we're all Googling it before a Super Bowl ad comes out or a new product comes out? Because
does anyone know about Snee? Can you let us know? Not Smee. We already figured that out.
Maybe Snee. No, it's not Smee. No, it's not Smee. I Googled Smee, and this has nothing to do, I don't think, with Hook again. It's not based off him doing Rufio for that literary party. But it's quite possible that he's going to release something going, as wondering what my hat means, go to snee.com to find out more.
It's like, what's his name, eating the cereal in the car the other day?
Yes. Raisin Bran.
Bill Shatner.
Bill Shatner. And people go, what the fuck is going on with Bill Shatner? He's 94 and he's eating Raisin Bran while he's driving. And it was, what was it?
Super Bowl.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So I have to say, everyone will know what Snee means when this drops. People will know.
On February 8th at the Super Bowl, we'll know all about Snee.
But we don't know. But anyway, like, even though they're not talking about anything, even though you might not think it's a productive scene or an entertaining scene, I do think it is very clear that this is real chemistry between them. I just, even though I'm not even saying I'm forecasting and pinning all my hopes, or
Right.
I'm pinning my star to their wagon. It's just that I think it's cute that they legitimately do like each other, and it's clear from this oyster date.
Right.
Next, we go to Molly.
Yes. It's kind of just like a goofy catch-all. She has another phone call with her mom, talks about a show she has coming up. And also, America's Next Top Model fans will love, she finds her weave that they put her in, and she sniffs it. I don't know why she sniffs it, but she does.
She says that. She goes, I don't know why I took a big huff of it. She says it right after. She puts her face in the bag, and she takes a huge deep breath, and she goes, I don't know why I had to huff it. And then she calls her mom, and she invites them to that person, Kenneth, or whoever is the guitar player with Molly. They're going to do an open mic night set to perform. I feel really, like I already said last week, I'm like kind of bummed out that of whatever the editing decisions are to make Molly sort of have at this moment giving the season that she's been given so far underutilized completely. But I'm excited to see that open mic night when that happens.
Me too. I really like her just in general as a person. We got to see her cat, Robert Downey Jr., very quickly, and I was like, oh yeah, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Then we cruise over to Craig's, where he gets invited over the phone to a Austen birthday dinner that Whitney's throwing. At his house, basically, he's just going through boxes with his assistant. It turns out he has a TikTok shop problem where he buys stupid ass shit.
Maybe that's mystery solved. Snee. Maybe he saw Snee. He saw the Snee ad. Anyway, but yeah,
and he's like, it was supposed to say Smee, fucking TikTok shop.
Yeah, totally. Oh, of course. One TikTok purchase I liked is he goes, look at this bee watering hole. You and I know personally that bees near a body of water, it's like,
Suicide
get
mission.
thee away. They love water, but they die in pools.
I know.
Pools are the top number one besides 5G cell service. Number two is pools and big bodies of water that bees can't get out of. So I love that Craig bought that little flower-shaped water thing. I want to get it for my house because they die sometimes when I leave too big of pools of water outside.
Yeah. He also, it felt weird. Like, I was like, what are we even watching? Like, he ordered shampoo and it exploded in the box. I was like, do I really need to be watching you go through your Amazon boxes?
Was it shampoo? I thought it was mustard.
I think there was also mustard. I was like, did they just throw everything into this box?
Yeah.
I'm like, just make your assistant go to the store. You don't need to get that shit delivered.
Yeah, he loved those purchases, I guess. And then Whitney goes, hey, he calls him Whitney, and he goes, guess what? Huge dinner is happening for Austen's birthday. Be there or be square. It's going to be the hottest reservation in town. So please come. And then Craig talks to Jack about his relationship with Austen, and he says, we didn't even talk at Rodrigo's engagement party, so we'll see. I don't know what the hell is going to happen, but he is going to this dinner.
Yes. So the next scene, we go to Grill 225. It looks very fancy.
Oh, my God.
Very old-timey steakhouse. They have something they're famous for, apparently, called a nitrotini, which is minus 320 degrees. They put a warning label on the stem of the martini glass because it's so frozen. And I'm like, I want that so bad. I love a gimmick like that.
Me too. Even the warning label, I was like, even though it's so unwieldy and huge.
It's kind of trashy. Like, the warning label made it very Vegas, whereas the rest of the restaurant seemed very upper crust.
Yeah, they should have a decal or something that looked a little more like bar 225 rules. Do not drink this yet. But how long do you have to wait to drink that thing if it's 320 degrees minus?
I know. They were like, it'll burn your tongue. I also wondered how long it stays cold. You know?
Yeah, no, that's what I said. When can you drink it? If it's a negative 320, how long do you have to wait? I know that there are going to be Turtle Time listeners who have gone to Grill 225. Let us know about these nitrotinis. I know you loved this. The bartender goes, nitrotini, sir? Would you like that with a garnish of lime? Or no, sorry, with a Oliver twist. And Whitney goes, yeah, that's great. I love it just like that. And the guy goes, huh? And he goes, and they go, olive or twist, Whitney. And he goes, God, sorry, fuck. I thought he said Oliver Twist.
I love that he was like, I love it Oliver Twist style. Perfect, exactly what I wanted.
Oliver Twist style. It means, can I have some more?
Exactly.
Right? This is great. And then they were all dressed up, and then Austen comes in wearing shorts, and they go, whoa, Tommy Bahama just got here. And I think that's really funny to call your friend, if they're wearing shorts, to call him Tommy Bahama.
Yeah, there's a real discrepancy. Craig is wearing a full-on suit. Everyone else is just kind of in between, and then Austen in shorts. So they got different memos on what to wear. Also, Craig gives Austen a gift, and it appears to be a bow tie made out of feathers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, this like Southern dandy culture is really something different.
Oh, really? Oh, you don't like bow ties?
Who's wearing a bow tie?
Bo in Vanderpump Rules.
In 2016.
He had that one that was, remember that it squirted
made of
water
wood.
It squirted, well, it was made of wood, and then it would squirt water at Jeremiah whenever
Spin
he asked
around.
the question. That bow tie was $225.
Wow.
Exactly the same number as Grill 225.
Maybe he bought it there.
Yeah, and it was called Rosebud. I looked it up. It was
Hmm.
called Brackish bows. Because I just wanted to know, how much do you spend on a friend that you think is your enemy or your frenemy? And
Right.
Craig, apparently, unless he got it for free, he spent $225, and Austen likes it. He goes, does it spin? And he goes, no, it's
Yeah.
a nice bow tie.
He did seem touched. He was like, wow, very nice. Thank you. And they talk about, they keep getting rounds of drinks. So different people toast per round. And Craig spills that when he met Austen, no, wait, Craig asked Austen if he knew Shep. And he said, do you want to become best friends to piss him off?
Yeah.
And they were like, hell yeah.
Yeah. So it started. I mean, Shep and Craig had the most tormented friendship since the start of Southern Charm. But it seems like that has now been replaced by this chemistry with or this friendship between Austen and Craig now. But that's a very funny origin story. And Craig goes, "That's exactly what I said." Like he confirms it. I said I want to piss Shep off. What about really quickly at Grill 225? What about the food they ordered? It was like they were trying to put dollar signs on the
Oh yeah, that was like $1,000 dinner.
Oh, I was like, I mean, we don't have to talk about it too much, but it was like escargot, Limbeck champagne or whatever the hell, lobster tails, filet. Like they went nuts. I would love. I mean, I've never had a dinner like that. I don't think in my life barely over $500 unless there's like 10 people with you. Like that seems so fun.
Yeah, they had the cocktails. They ordered a bottle of champagne. They had a bottle of red wine. They were getting fillets, lobster, escargot, shrimp cocktail. It looked bomb. I was like, how are they going to eat all that?
I know. I hope they came hungry as hell because that was a lot of food. And then they go through their toast, like you said. Shep has a new one. You know, he doesn't do the friendships are big ships versus small ships. He says ups and downs have been in our friendship in the past. More ups than downs. May us down these drinks now. And then they all drink those. And then they start normal fun conversation. How, Craig, was your date with Charlie?
Yeah, Whitney's like, have you consummated? And he's like, please stop.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think I'm overthinking it. Like, you know, I don't know how long you're allowed to date someone if you're not sure if it'll work out. Like, what is stringing someone along? And Shep is like, just have naughty sex for a month and a half. And then I think he said, and then go to London?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
I think that's what he's done in the past. naughty sex for a few months and then London trip to cap it off. But then Craig is like, he's just worried. I think what Craig is trying to say is that he's worried that if he ultimately ends up not realizing that Charlie is the one, but he still has sex with her multiple times, how bad is he going to hurt her? And both Austen and Shep confirm that he's allowed to just continue dating on and see what happens. You're not becoming a bad person if you ultimately make the decision to break up.
Right. Austen also says, I don't know what he's basing this on, but he goes, I don't think Charlie's into naughty sex. And I was like, says who?
Yeah, you don't know. Austen, what the hell are you talking about? And then Austen goes, I have to go to the bathroom really bad. I don't want to crawl under the table. Whitney, can you let me out? And Whitney goes, yeah, I'll go to the toilet with you. And then they say because Craig had said, let's make this the most positive dinner we've ever had. Fully nice, the opposite of naughty, nice dinner. And then Whitney goes, well, when are you going to talk about all that shit that you have to say? And Austen said, let me eat my big filet mignon first, and then I'll start to talk shit.
Right. So then they come back. The waiter brings a 3-foot tall peppermill to garnish their meal. And Austen, it's the red wine course is his toast. And he makes a remark about keeping your enemies closer. And Craig is like, huh? And he's like, well, you did tell Sally I was your enemy, right? And then it devolves.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you had to say it, but do you really want to toast and say my enemies are among me here at the table? But he needed to. Whitney was like, hey, I'm a producer. I'm paying $1,500 for this meal. You better do something. We can't just eat. So that was the perfect toast to be like, let's talk about being enemies. And it's it really sets the tone for the rest of this is the fight for about 5 more minutes going back and forth. They have to cobble together what Craig said, which is that that Austen told Sally what he said in confidence at that bar about her being a tornado of pure destruction. And then Austen said, and Craig goes, I feel like you root against me. The reason I said you're my enemy is because I talked shit and you immediately told the recipient of that shit talking to their face, like you're praying for my downfall. And then Austen, I'm going to have a hard time talking about this, but he goes, I feel so manipulated by you. Remember when you stopped me mid-talk about issues I had with you and brought up that you were an alcoholic or an addict, and you manipulated me because you were trying to get me to stop, even though I know your relationship with alcohol seems fine now because you're drinking all of the time. So that's Austen's big issue. Right. And Craig is trying to tell Austen that none of this has anything to do with him, which is not nice to hear. But also I can see Craig's side where he's just kind of like, why are you making my life and my life decisions fodder for what you are bringing to the table now
Uh-huh.
against me? And when I was trying to rack my brain on what Austen's issues were last season with Craig, it was really just about him not spending more time with him and being at the house, and he felt like he lost a friend.
Mhm.
So I don't feel like it's so like crazy of a rug pull to be like, I'm sorry, I don't want to drink as much anymore. I have a bad relationship with alcohol. Because Austen's initial grievances weren't really that bad. It's not like he got out of like a conversation about how Austen cheated or, like slept with the same person or something. Like it's just started out as not a big deal, in my opinion. So I don't really know why Austen is like pushing that as his main agenda against Craig.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like muddy because it feels like it's more just like a deeper problem than just something to be outlined.
Yeah.
I can kind of see, like if you don't give Craig the benefit of the doubt, I can see a world in which you think he's kind of pulling a Jax in like once you admit you have a problem like that, you get treated with kid gloves,
Mhm.
like everyone's like, oh, like I'll stop right there. What a
Yeah.
vulnerable admission. And then he sort of just left that storyline by the wayside. And as Austen called him, the shot king.
Mhm.
And he's like, well, it's because I'm single now and I'm going out and taking shots, et cetera, et cetera. But when you watch back the old clip, he's talking very seriously about like that he can't give himself an inch. He will like throw his whole life away. He
Yeah.
is in real trouble if he starts drinking again. And now it seems like he has no problem whatsoever. So I can imagine being like, wait, like I took that very seriously because you made it sound like a real problem that sort of stopped me dead in my tracks and made me feel really bad about judging you. And then now it's not a problem anymore. So like, where did that go?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. And I'm 90% of people will be on Austen's side, I'm sure, on this thing. I was just like, what is the real grievance? Like, is it really? Because what was the grievance last season? And how did it deter you so bad to hear that you felt manipulated? I think it's just overall he feels badly treated, by
Yeah.
Craig, which you see indications of Craig treating people badly all the time. So I
Mhm.
understand. It's like, I'm treated like shit. Shep analyzed it by saying that Austen was under Craig's thumb for years and he got tired of it, and he's starting to push back and rebel against Craig being sort of a bully. So I understand I understand that completely. I was just a part of me is like, is Craig pushing back on Austen because Austen is making more of this rift between them for cameras than is actually there? Like, is Austen kind to his face and they had a podcast and they still go out and get beers and he thinks it's okay even though he's with Paige, but he spends a little bit of time with Austen. And then the minute the camera's on, Austen is using their relationship as a storyline for himself. And that's why Craig is almost breaking the fourth wall, being like, you are a completely fucking different person when you're on camera. You make your issues about me much bigger to make a storyline for yourself, to create drama in our lives.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, because Craig is like, why are you obsessed with how I live my life? It's literally not about you whatsoever. And then he goes even worse, which I thought this was horrible. I was like, I would be so sad if someone said this to me. He goes, look at your life. It looks the same as it did 5 years ago. You haven't built anything. What have you built? Like, and he's like, oh, Trop Hop hasn't performed the way that I wanted to. Why are you being such a prick? And he's like, you have nothing to show for the last 5 years of your life. And I was like, I would literally cry. Like, I'd be like, that's so fucking mean.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And what makes it even funnier is that it's on Austen's birthday.
Yeah. I was like, okay, so it also made me think that I think I take for granted that Bravo celebrities' businesses do well. And I'm like, oh yeah, his beer line like is a trop flop.
yeah, I almost didn't want him to admit that. I felt really
I know.
bad. He goes,
I'm like, I always give him the benefit of the doubt for no good reason. And I'm like, maybe they carry it. Like, maybe it's low key doing well. What the fuck do I know? Like,
yeah, right.
I don't know how popular it is in Charleston.
I knew there were signs that Trop Hop had not made it, but I mean, thank God Craig didn't say Trop Flop like at the table. Like that would have hit him a little too hard. But yeah, I mean, Austen just has to admit, I think for the first time on camera, he's like, it's not doing what I wanted. But there's no excuse for Craig saying those words. Like you said, I would cry at the first the start of that sentence. You have nothing to show, ... I'm already crying. So that was horrible. And then that's when you could imagine, that's when Austen lashes back and calls him a fucking prick.
Mhm.
And Craig mentions about how you treat me different on camera. People don't know what the hell you're talking about because you'll talk shit about Audrey off camera and then say it's a wonderful relationship. And Craig does say, I am the exact same person on camera and off camera. And I kind of believe that. It's like he's willing to show the shittiest sides of himself on camera. He does it all the time. Like, right?
I mean, he lies on and off camera, I'm sure.
I'm just saying, I feel like he is not putting up an active facade. I feel like when he gets pissed off and he says what he's feeling all the time, I think that's clear. Austen goes, that's a joke. Austen gets really upset when Craig breaks the fourth wall and says you're lying. That is like, that is a thing that, like you could be reprimanded for by Bravo. Like Austen has to nip that shit in the bud. You can't accuse me of that. He goes, you're the liar of all liars. Shep is sitting there just like, oh my God, my friends. Oh, I love you both. Can we ever work through this?
Yeah, they're like, you're fucking Switzerland, Shep. And he's like, I see both sides. And this is where Craig is like, Austen hates me. And he goes, I do hate you. And he's like, well, we don't need to be friends anymore. And the person's like, the waiter's like, dessert, fellas? And they're like, I don't think so.
They do not get any dessert. Craig says, you know how fucked up in your head you have to be to scream that you hate someone? And I do feel like, I guess you have to put it in context, which is that he says he hates him because he just said you've never done shit for with your life in 5 years. But I also just think that Craig feels that Austen is a not so secret hater of him. And in his deepest thoughts, he's rooting against Craig. Yeah. And once you feel that way with a friend, it's hard to shake that. And it's hard to ever move past it. And so I just want this to be a little more nuanced than just Craig treating Austen like shit. I do think that there are signs that Austen does have some ill will towards Craig for maybe subconscious reasons that we don't know about, Or it's just a little more. I'm just not fully on just this was an awful show of Craig's personality. But they do give us the ultimate tease right after this with the mid-season trailer, which it seriously looked so fun. I was like, holy shit.
I know. There's Mexico. Shep brings a date, it looks like. Sally and Austen appear to kiss multiple times.
Sally goes, when will you be having sex with me, Austen? And then he does a dip kiss on Sally, and they go, what happens in Mexico is not going to stay in Mexico, right? You both. Craig calls Sally a loser and tries to cover up the camera.
Oh my God. I can't wait. It looks awesome.
Yeah, it really does. All right. That was a great episode of Southern Charm. It really was. I think
had a blast.
Yeah, I had such a blast. I hope everyone loved it. And then why don't you and I just take I just want to take one of the biggest certified turtle piss breaks of my life. And then let's come back and talk about this week's Beverly Hills.
Let's do it.
Thank you for accommodating that, Amy.
Yes. On to Beverly Hills, headlines and heartbreak. I really enjoyed this too.
I knew it when I was watching this. I said, this is because you liked the one that I said that I was not a fan of. And I was like, if Amy liked that, then I know she's loving this, especially because of what we already hinted at. There's some deep Kyle and Mauricio stuff in this, which just proves, again, how powerful Kyle is as a cast member. You could watch it all day. The headlines are Rachel Zoe getting out into the world with her extra read all about it, I'm getting divorced. Right. And then heartache, it has to be Kyle.
That's right. It is kind of, I guess it makes sense that they are forcing Kyle to be Amanda's friend, because I'm like, why do they keep hanging out? I'm like, oh, I guess the only tie is that she bought her house. Yeah. But is it because everyone else hates her and doesn't want to film with her? I'm like, Kyle has to keep hanging out with her. I'm like, I don't think she even likes her.
No, Kyle doesn't like her. The scene that we're going to talk about coming up very shortly, Kyle is like talking shit about her in her confessional and is almost, you're right. If you'd have to be reminded that Amanda is the friend that Kyle supposedly brought in. But there's no reason why Kyle and Amanda are talking, because Kyle doesn't like what Amanda's been doing. This was a great testament to how even with like like an iconic moment underneath your wings, how you can just completely sully it. And for a lot of cast members, like Amanda would have been given the benefit of the doubt, and like she could have wielded this into something and really like bolstered her position or done some shit. But within 1 minute or 2 minutes, everyone is just talking about how weird Amanda was and how shitty it was and how nobody knew what the hell was going on with her and why she did it like this. And then Amanda blows it in all of her scenes. She doesn't wield it properly. So it's kind of funny. It's like you had the golden goose
of sad stories.
You had the golden goose of sad stories, and she blew it. It laid a full-blown rotten egg.
I will say also, this comes up later, but I was pleased, or rather forgot or didn't consider that Bose has gone through the same experience as Amanda, her tragedy.
Oh.
And so she gets to talk shit about the way Amanda's handling it because she's been through it. So she has the get out of jail free card to be like, I don't like the way she brought that up. It actually irked me and felt manipulative. No one else could say that because they haven't been through it. So they can't touch it. Bose, who is unafraid and doesn't like her, is like, that was nasty. I don't like it. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, you need that. Anytime somebody's trying to garner empathy, you'd be like, well, I know somebody who went through that. Can you be a sounding board for me for how I should feel about this?
Like, if someone was being really annoying about their house burning down, I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. I didn't think about how Bose gave us the allowance to think about it differently. She's like, I don't talk about she goes, I could say that every day of my life if I wanted to. I don't use it to get out of shit. So she couldn't even get Bose on her side with this after she heard the story. So let's rip through this thing. Erica and Rachel are together. I liked this. Rachel goes, I know how to dress at night and I know how to dress in the morning, but don't catch me in the middle of the day because I don't know how the hell to dress. And Eric goes, me neither. Big ball gowns or sweats. And I was like, wow, that's so interesting to talk about that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not comparing myself to the way those women dress, but I have a threshold for putting on real clothes, and the threshold is very high.
Oh. Don't get me
push
started
the limits.
Don't get me started on clothing thresholds. Oh my God. And they go, what about that fucking dinner last night when Dorit wanted to keep yammering on after the anniversary of Zion? And that's not funny.
Is that your dog?
It's not funny. It's just funny how indelicate we are treating this despite it. It's like it's made humorous in the edit. And then they go, Rachel, this was a funny bonding moment. I loved it. Rachel goes, can I bend your ear? Does it bother you completely when someone's talking very loud on a cell phone about business? And Erica goes, oh my God, yes, it's horrible. And then they have the clip of Erica rolling her eyes, and they were the two in the car, and they finally get to talk shit about Amanda. I really liked that.
Yeah. She also has to throw in, because she hates her. Rachel cannot contain herself. And she's like, I hate that Money Queen name, by the way, but I guess that's not for me to judge. And she also says that Amanda acts like a airline attendant from the 60s. And I was like, that's so specific. I feel like she was essentially trying to say she was like a Stepford wife.
I thought so too. And unfortunately, Erica let it die on the vine. Erica just goes, oh my, and then doesn't give a reaction. I was like, you could have fake laughed. It was, we kind of know what she's saying, right?
Yeah.
Pan Am. She tries to elaborate, and it's like, well, yeah, no, I don't really get the reference. It's the first misstep that Rachel has made.
I do like that Erica is very straightforward. She will say whatever she means to your face, but she's not really messy. Despite being the pretty mess, whenever people get a little down and dirty, she sort of is like, "Oh Lord, I'm not going there," which I respect. Like she's classy, I think, in that regard.
Yeah, but she's also like so blunt at times.
Totally,
it doesn't give a
She'll
shit.
Just
but you're
say
right.
It.
Yeah, you're right. She's not messy. She's not creating a big bunch of spills behind the scenes that people are slipping in. You're right. I didn't think about that. Okay, what are they shopping for when Kyle gets together with Amanda to shop? What are they shopping for? Opium den beds?
Totally. She would love that. Yeah, it just seems housewares for Amanda's newly redesigned house that Kyle used to
Oh,
own. It's like,
oh.
I don't think they're buying shit. They're just having a scene.
They barely don't even they don't even look at a price tag or like say point at one thing. They like
Yeah.
sit down on chairs and just start talking.
That's my favorite thing. That was like on Roni. They used to always just have scenes at Jonathan Adler, and they would just sit on the couches. They would shop for 1 second and then they would sit on the couch. And I'm like, I guess they just wanted to film somewhere, like whatever.
Yeah, they just have to film somewhere. And then this is when Amanda, instead of taking it in stride or trying to make it funny or like use it a little bit, like I don't know. There's 100 different ways that she could have strategically figured out how to respond to this. Instead, she tries to make it so much more of a bigger deal that everyone, all they can say is, this is too much. She talks about it as like she felt emotionally unsafe, and that she felt her nervous system was starting to be completely dysregulated, and she'll never put herself in a situation again at a dinner where something like that could ever happen to her again.
Yeah. And essentially, Kyle says, it's the Housewives, honey. Buck up. Like, the name of the game, the reason you're getting a paycheck is for your nervous system to be dysregulated and for your cortisol to spike. That is what you are getting paid to defend against.
Yeah.
And she's using all of this, she's weaponizing therapy talk, and Kyle goes, okay, Crystal, mink off. And they do the violation montage. And I was like, oh shit, Crystal's going to be tweeting.
Oh my God. Crystal must not have seen this yet as of the recording. She's not getting screeners. Oh my God. Yeah. She's going to, I remember, we don't need to relitigate that, but I also was like, I thought that was a little too strong for when Sutton walked in her room on accident. She goes, here's your pants. And Crystal's like, I'm naked in here. I was like, I don't know if she intentionally meant to violate you. But yeah, Kyle, this is the scene I was talking about where Kyle is not on Amanda's side, but has to listen to her vent and doesn't agree with her at all during it.
Right. Then we get Bose, who is bringing around her high school best friend Summer throughout the episode, which is honestly very endearing. She's a total normie. I think she's in town from Oklahoma. She's just a very normal woman. She's wearing a wrist brace. And she's always having lunch and dinner. Bose dresses to the nines for everything, like a full glamazon. And then everyone they have lunch or dinner with is dressed insane. And then there's just this woman, Summer, that's like, hi, nice to meet you. And it's cute that I like it.
I thought Summer was really cool, and I thought that she got to be a part of such an iconic scene for her first time at a restaurant filming. Like the fact that Mauricio ultimately walks in, I was like, damn, Summer, that's like a great Beverly Hills journey that you're on.
It was great. So yeah, we get a little background on their relationship. She's going through or has gone through a horrible divorce. So it's Kyle and Dorit are at this lunch too. So it's like the divorce gang. And they're talking about, I think Kyle says that she's been scared to file for a divorce, but they were just in Aspen as a family, and she felt very ignored by Mauricio, and that he doesn't really consider her because they're not together, that he doesn't feel that he has to pay attention to her at all. And she got pissed and was like, maybe we should get a divorce.
Yeah. And
Dorit goes, do you think that the reason that you haven't filed is because somewhere in the back of your mind you think you guys will get back to get? And then Mauricio was like, ladies, I was just having lunch right here. What are you guys doing? And I'm like, we can't escape this man.
No, we just saw him on Potomac
like a week ago
when he also popped in. Yeah, and it seemed they were all legitimately shocked. This did not seem like something that was on the shooting schedule. I think he was actually having a meeting. He saw the production crew and he said, can I pop in? Would it be funny?
They're
and
like,
they
oh my
mic'd him
God,
up.
fuck yeah.
Yeah. And he walks in and it's he's being sweet. He's being charming. Bose says he's very, charming ultimately. He's like, I'm doing a huge deal in Saudi Arabia for the agency, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, wait till you get a load of this thing and you're going to love it. And then Bose goes, it's nice to finally meet you, but just so you know, I wanted to attack you the first time I saw you. And Mauricio was like, oh my God. What do you mean? And she says, I saw you at the Soho House Malibu, the beautiful, beautiful Soho House in Malibu, and you were on a date. And so that's why.
And they're like, she's a girl's girl. And he goes, you call it a girl's girl. I call it a spy. Also, Dorit is like Mo, have you considered filing for divorce? And he's like, no, have you, Kyle? And she's like, sometimes when you piss me off. And he's like, damn, I shouldn't have come to this fucking lunch.
Yeah.
And Dorit is like, by the way, let's exchange numbers. I want to have a chit chat with you about my side of things with PK. You need to hear the whole story. So they're going to talk. And also, Bose in her confessional is like, damn, like, just like the women in Potomac, she said that Mo has got it. He's
Yeah.
got charm, looks. She goes, I don't know why Kyle. She goes, I don't blame her for being confused about leaving. If anything, she should be trying to reel him back in.
Yeah. It was great to hear Bose's, experience, or like what her first impressions of Mauricio. I like that a lot.
I know. It made me like that this conversation. And then when we go to the house later, when they showed all the clips of the parties and stuff, I was like, it was such a point of pride for Kyle for so long, her marriage, like whenever anyone would talk shit, she'd be like, fuck you, my husband's hot. Like, we actually love each other for real and love our daughters and we're all best friends and it's awesome. So like, you can't say shit to me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's obviously part of it is like, everyone still gets what she had. Like everyone's like, damn, he is a package.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's floored when they see Mauricio. And then they and then Dorit does bring up the Amanda dinner because Bose wasn't there to hear about it. And that's when Bose relates or says, like, why the hell did she bring that up? It sounds like a defensive tactic, to stop a conversation. And then Dorit, like, I like that Dorit didn't feel, compelled to try to be sympathetic very long at all, even after she committed this sort of faux pas with Amanda. She's like, guess what? I was looking at blogs and stuff that she was writing, and I think she was in a cult. I'm like, damn, you're like, you didn't give a shit. Like, you're not even going to apologize. You didn't set a one-on-one. Now you're like, I'm dragging you through the mud even more, talking about cult shit. It's like, it was pretty cool of Dorit. She doesn't care that she did that.
Yeah, DGAF, love that. So at the dinner, they'll have they'll talk then. And then we get a quick moment where we find out timeline-wise that I didn't even realize that this hadn't happened yet, but Rachel Zoe actually files for divorce as of this episode. And that's when the news broke. And I guess that's when we heard as civilians that her and Roger were breaking up, which I remember being completely shook by. And that was before we knew she was going to be on the Housewives. I'm pretty sure.
It was. Okay.
Yeah, because when they announced her, I was like, oh, she's freshly divorced.
Yeah, she went full-blown DEFCON 1. She was like, holy shit. She goes, it's out. Thank God my kid's at camp. Holy shit, could you imagine? She goes, it's on TMZ, Page 6, and Daily Mail. All of them. And I was like, yeah, of course. They all report the same shit every single day of their lives.
That's why we can never find news. And there's no prenup, and she doesn't want to give or get spousal support. And I'm like, this is going to be bad because they met when they were in the 20s and they built the entire RZ empire together. Like, I think he was the CEO and she's the namesake. And I'm like, that's going to suck to carve that up. Like, that's not going to be good.
Oh, but the divorce lawyers are going to be licking their lips and rubbing their hands together, right?
Oh, yeah. Lauren Wasser, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So now we get to Amanda's house, aka Kyle's old house. Kyle and Mauricio meet up there. She does have a Money Queen and Co.
No way.
doormat.
No way.
That's the first thing you see when you get there. And they show, we get the montage of all the parties. We see Lisa Vanderpump ushering in the llama at Portia's birthday party. And Kyle's talking about, they moved there when Mauricio started making more money. Because if you remember, if you do a Beverly Hills rewatch, she moves in the first season, but when the show starts, they live in a different place that is like not like that. Like, it's like a townhouse or something. Like, it's like not on the same level. So this was like their first big house together. And then we've only seen them get richer and richer. Now they're like ungodly rich. But she says bigger isn't always better.
Yeah, sometimes big houses create distances for families. They're in one's up in the bedroom at the top of the stairs, and then one's down in the man cave. Yeah, it can create distances. What did you think when they were going through this house? Because, like, I got to be fully honest, I don't look at houses very much. So, like, I know I've seen Kyle's old house 1,000 times, but you know it so much better than me. So, like, when you saw those changes, were you like, this is blasphemy? Like, this is disgraceful? Or how did you feel when they were showing the montage of the new versus the old?
Yeah. I need to watch like the full TikTok that goes in the nitty-gritty, because I didn't think that the before and afters on the show itself were that extreme or like horrifying particularly. I mean, it's like not my taste, but like I wasn't like, oh, what have they done? But I is more about the spirit of the house itself. And it was just so sad the way that she responded and how she was like, how could we let what we had slip away? And then Amanda, I don't know if the producers like nudged her to like fuck off, or if she read the room and was like, I'm gonna go put my kids to sleep, you guys have a moment. And I was like, thank you. And Kyle is sort of in the corner like silently weeping. And Mauricio's like, oh, crazy to see the house again. And she sees that she's crying and he's like, what's up? And she's like, I'm really embarrassed to do this in front of them. And he's like, huh? He's like, really? And he's like, aw. And I was like, shut up. Like, meet her energy. He was like, that's crazy. Like, what's going on?
I wish he would have like checked back in from whatever mental vacation he went on during that house tour. Like, it's like, your daughters all grew up in this house. I mean, like, even if you thought about it for 1 second, you'd be a little nostalgic about the memories that you made there. Like, I just was so much more on Kyle's side. Like, it's almost tragic to go into a house that you don't live in anymore and see a new family, living in it. And so, Mauricio was just kind of like, God, no wonder Kyle was like, what the fuck am I having to put up with this guy? He doesn't know why I'm sad as I walk through the hollows of our forgotten house. And
I know.
And he didn't even start to get it when Kyle was like, it's about us. She's like, I don't know if we would have broken up? Like, I'm crying because I'm imagining our life and being together as husband and wife. He goes, oh yeah, but we grow up so fast, don't we? Life
Time passes.
Now you got a daughter getting married. And she's like, no, that's not what I'm talking about. But she doesn't want to get into it because she doesn't want to cry. It's actually, I love how real Kyle is in this moment, because she's emotional, but she does not want to cry. It's odd to start crying while you're being filmed when you're having a scene with someone looking at your old house, but Kyle could not help it. It was just too sad for her. So she has to sit down, and she's processing real emotion with Mauricio, but he's just not giving, anything to her. But he does say, if you don't want to continue, like, we can just say we have to leave. And Kyle puts on her sunglasses and has this like fake chipper voice as she goes, Amanda, she's like, okay, we're going to go. Goodbye. Thank you so much. But we'll see you at dinner or whatever. Cause she does not want to be seen to be crying, with Amanda and her husband in their house.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if partially Mauricio, as, being an agent, just goes on house tours all day long. So he's just like, oh wow, like you made some updates, like cool. Like he's desensitized.
I'm on that side a little bit of where a house is not a home, it's what you make it or whatever. But I also I just couldn't imagine, especially how long they lived in that house, not thinking about it.
I mean, I cried.
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think that's, I think that, I think he's emotionally, a little bit withdrawn from Kyle and his family.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with her. She goes, would we have broken up if we didn't move? And I remember, I've already said this, but I remember when they moved, I was like, I don't like this. I was like, I don't think you should move. I was like, why are you moving? There's no reason to move. What are you doing? You're not expanding your family. Why do you need a bigger house? What are you talking about? And they have a long hug, and she's just like, I didn't expect to get this emotional. I was excited to see the updates, and then later she says that she cried for 2 hours after.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Funny moment before we get to the final dinner. Dorit's birthday dinner is what it is. Sutton and Tilly
Erica.
And Erica, my bad, sorry. Sutton and Tilly are on the phone, and they're like, we're thick as thieves again. And then Sutton's like, I have good intentions coming up pretty soon. And Tilly goes, hell, we all remember hell is paved with good intentions, right? And Sutton has to be like, I just told you this 3 episodes ago. The road to heaven is paved with good intentions. And I couldn't believe it. She already had said that. Do you remember? I think it was 3
Yeah.
episodes ago. But
Yeah.
Tilly, it didn't stick with Tilly yet.
Yeah. She also, when Sutton saw herself on FaceTime, said she looked like death warmed over. Is that the phrase?
Really? She did? Oh my God, yeah.
Okay, so then we go. I think I looked it up because I was like, where the fuck is this restaurant? I think it's in Santa Monica, which is why I've never heard of it or seen it. And I just have to note, Erica, when she walks up, she's wearing this like insane denim, exaggerated shoulder, sort of like 80s silhouette. And then she has a full like updo and glam. And I was just like, if you saw this woman and you didn't know who she was, and you were just going to a seafood restaurant in Santa Monica and you saw this woman walking through, you'd be like, oh my God, who the fuck is that? Like, what?
Do you mean bowled over like this has to be someone?
Just the glamour.
Yeah. Well, I have to. I didn't, for some reason, I just should have taken it into account. I didn't really see what the hell she was wearing. But you're right.
We're used to it. We're like desensitized.
Yeah,
but like, I took a photo of it because I was just like,
oh, yeah. Oh,
like,
my God.
She's just like, I have to probably blur that because it has my email on it. I just showed Riley something with my email on it. But yeah, she's just like gorgeous. And like Bose is like that too. She wears the most insane stuff with like insane updos. And I'm just like, I love it. I'm like, it really brings a special quality to the show that no other city accomplishes or ever has.
Yeah, I think I take it for granted for some reason. I should have been looking at that a little more. But yeah, I mean, I loved that outfit that you just shared. Amanda comes in and she's wearing that leather jacket from I think it's from the 80s Chanel campaign that they referenced the first time she wore it. Kyle talks about seeing Amanda's wonderful new home, and how it was her home, that kind of stuff. And then Amanda said something like, we bought it and we've been renovating it. It looks wonderful. And she goes, wait, scratch that. I bought it with the money queen money. And my husband did 1 or 2 things renovation wise, but that was all my money. And Rachel Zoe has a look of daggers out of her eyes. And she's like, that's the kind of unnecessary conversational tidbits that we don't need. They bring no value. And I was like, this is the only precedent for this is Dana Wilkie that I can remember, where it's just so unnecessary to have to highlight that you are the breadwinner. And she's done it now 5 or 7 times. Is the only goal that she is compelled to brag. She has to brag. That's it, right? It's just she can't let a moment go by where she's unable to brag about.
Yeah, it's a brag, but it also is just throwing your husband under the bus. Like, I'm like, you're married, like it's your family home. Why do you have to be like, he didn't pay for shit? Like, I feel like that's disrespectful.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just the impulse to say stuff like that when it's not fun and it's not funny and it's not warranted or asked for. It's just a random aside that makes people like you less.
Right.
And she's done it a lot. And so
I literally like spit when Rachel said it doesn't add any value to the conversation. I was like, that is true shade. Like, it's so low key mean. Like what you just said, it's like and may God have mercy on your soul. I am now dumber for having heard your answer.
Saying no value is kind of rough.
Dorit comes late. Amanda makes a snide comment about her coming late, and then there's a little moment where Rachel and Dorit talk about divorce because she's like, I just heard about your divorce, I'm so sorry. Rachel's like, I don't give a fuck, like I've been divorced in my heart all year. I've just been dealing with the logistics before I filed and I don't miss him for a second. The old him is gone. And Dorit's like, oh man, like I totally relate. But in her confessional, she wonders if Rachel is a little bit like full of it, that she doesn't care because she's acting not bothered at all, which of course she is. But I kind of enjoy her confidence where everyone else that we see their divorce, they're like waffling, which is understandable. But like, she's just like, fuck him.
Yeah, I believe her. Like, I believe that that's her actual attitude through this whole thing. We get our second like little glimpse at a friend of that they're trying to make work. I mean, I can't state this enough. This is a very rough run for a new person they're trying to introduce. Like, Natalie is this person. She's gotten 7 seconds of screen time.
Mhm.
She brought a cool purse. I
Yeah.
noticed this. It's a
Moschino blow dryer.
you know that purse.
I don't think I've seen the blow dryer, but I think it said what it was. And Moschino, it's Jeremy Scott. It's like he makes everything that Bronwyn wears that looks like a banana or
Oh.
whatever, you know?
Oh, okay, all right. I was like, I gotta note this. It looks like a blow
Usually,
dryer.
whenever it's like an object de art, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Moschino.
And then she goes, "Guess what? I'm gonna come out swinging. Can I have the floor for a second?" I went to a spa with in Europe with a really hot masseuse, and I ended up getting a happy ending from him on the table, and it was kind of like, whoa. I mean, it's a fun fact. It's interesting. Kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't really know Natalie very well, so I don't really know how to process this. But it's interesting.
Yeah, interesting nonetheless. Erica's like, oh hell yeah, give me his number.
Totally. Yeah,
Bose is like, what the hell?
Bose says, you couldn't pry that out of me if you were Jason in a hockey mask, about to kill me. And then Amanda has to go to the bathroom really quick. And Dorit says something funny in her confessional. She's like, "This is my birthday dinner. If you're trying not to face me down, you better stay in the toilet for the entire time because I'm not going to go anywhere." And I was like, oh.
Are you trying to manifest my absence? I was like, good one.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And also, Dorit said another funny thing in her confessional. I'm really proud of Dorit these last couple episodes. She was, what was she like? She was like, next time before I talk to you about shit, do I have to ask, is this the anniversary of anything bad in your life? And I was like, oh my God, that is so funny, Dorit. You're killing it in these confessionals.
She also, Sutton was like, she's young. Like, we got to give her that. She's young. And Dorit goes, she's not that young.
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
Which, like, she's not. I'm like, if you're less than, like, once you're like 40 plus, being like 10 years apart doesn't really matter.
I love Dorit saying that. She's not that young. Like, she's like, why does she get
are you talking about? Like, how old is Dorit? Dorit age?
I don't know.
49. They're like 8 years apart. Like, who cares?
It's really not that. It's not that notable enough for Sutton to use it as an excuse. And then she comes back, and Dorit is like treating this like work, and she's just doing such a great job. And I just love how she's treating this whole thing. She just starts the conversation immediately with Amanda. She's like, "I'm ready for round 2." She was like, she doesn't even start with an apology. I don't even think I heard the word sorry.
Yeah.
She was like, there was a heavy night and things were said and stuff was happening, and I think we should clear the air. And Amanda wants a one-on-one.
Yeah, she's like, let's go somewhere else to talk about it. She's like, we could talk about it right here.
Yeah, at my birthday dinner. And then Amanda says, if I need to be able to go to dinner parties throughout my life without being verbally accosted by someone. And then Dorit has one of those reactions that you get every once in a while where she goes, oh my God, accosted. So that she's kind of, the language is still sort of strong.
Crystal Minkoff 2.0. She, at one point, I think, gets out her phone to confirm she's using accosted correctly. And she's like, yes, I stand by that choice of words.
Yeah, but you can tell. I mean, if you're having to look it up, it's like you have there's a little hint of you that thinks that thinks that it was maybe not the right way to use it. So this is what not to do. I mean, I know people are probably loving Amanda because she's providing a lot of, entertainment as a villain. But we've gone down this road before, and it was not great when we had to suffer through it before. And I just think that it's not, I'm conflicted on the entertainment value of Amanda versus thinking that it's interesting to watch someone flame out like this.
I am loving it.
Good. Okay. Good. All right.
I like that everyone's aligned. I like that everyone else can get along better and let her take the heat, like they can all bond around being like, what the fuck is her problem?
Yeah, and so like because I'm always just like on the bar of entertaining. I'm like, that's how I judge everyone. I don't care if they're bad or good or bordering on evil. I'm just like, are they entertaining and fun to watch? Is Amanda fun? Is she's fun to watch because of the things that she's doing?
I think so. I don't care about her solo. Like, I don't, when it's just her and her family, I'm like, no. I don't care about this at all. But when she's with the group and saying erroneous, ridiculous shit, I'm like, yes.
I think I am I'm going to reserve the right to judge her as a human for a little bit, because if I don't find the home scenes at all compelling, that's a huge component of this. And all of my favorite cast members are entertaining no matter what the hell they're doing, even if they're sitting in a waiting room, with no one else to talk to. And so the fact that every scene we see of Amanda at home without the other cast members is boring as hell and I don't give a shit is not a good sign. But we'll see.
Yeah. I also think I wouldn't be surprised if there's more to come on if her career is legitimate, if her and her husband will get divorced. Like, I think there could be like a real mess around the corner. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, definitely. Well, great. Well, do you think that we did sort of, what would you say, a good job of providing news and recapping 2 shows today on Turtle Time?
We did the heavy lifting. We checked the boxes. 2 good episodes, I thought. This is the last Turtle Time episode before the new season of Summer House. I can't fucking wait.
Oh, I cannot wait. We already got to see those first couple of minutes, and you're like, holy shit, what the hell is going to happen? So I can't wait for that. I'll spare everyone, pay us a lot of money if you want by buying a bunch of shit from us. But if you can't pay money to support us on Patreon, I would love just some, reviews if you had the time, or some thumbs up on YouTube. Any of those sort of ways to support Turtle Time would be wonderful. We would absolutely love that.
Please do. And then, join us on Patreon if you want. We are on season 8 of Vanderpump Rules. Just got to Jax and Brittany's wedding. They are officially tied the knot over there. So only good times to come for the 2 of them.
It's going to be great for a while between Jax and Brittany. All right. We love you all so much, and we'll be back next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Whew.